Okay, here's Riz, and she is having her introduction to jumping today. Truth be told, I wanted to do this out in the field over logs, and we went out there first, but the bugs are so out of control that it was completely impossible. I mean, she was being swarmed. We were being chased by bot flies, which is what I'm fighting with right there, because then they followed us back into the ring. This is actually sort of hilarious. As she's going over the pole, I managed to catch the bot fly and kill it. So at least that put an end to our bot fly problems. It's great that we're getting so much rain in Maryland. The footing and the grass are wonderful. The bugs are out of control, and of course, it's wicked humid. So, anyway, field riding was just not possible. I tried to take Penelope for a hack today. We made one loop. It was horrible. Everyone was miserable. So anyway, here we are confined to the ring, which is fine. To Riz, it really doesn't matter one way or another. She has come so far in probably half a dozen post track rides, and I am enjoying her so much. She's such a sporty, smart little mare, and she just gives a great feel. And I really like having her, and I think she's wicked talented and cute, and she's really understanding this whole riding thing. Her whole just her whole temperament. She's really taken a breath, and she doesn't feel anxious at all under saddle or nervous, and she's just sort of got it. And she's just rolling right along, and she's been really fun. So, of course, we're just jumping over cavalettis and little teeny tiny things, just trying to get her to start to understand this idea of going over sticks. And she was very happy to do it. Actually, as I'm thinking back on her ride, she actually never said no to anything, which is wonderful. I always find that if you go slow and you let them take the time they need to sort of process, and you can figure out when they need help, where to help, that in general, it's pretty rare that a horse is going to give me a hard time about jumping. They're usually more than happy to do whatever you ask them to do. You just have to kind of figure out what path is going to work best for each horse. So before we started trotting over things, we walked over everything. She's happy to do that. No big deal. So we're trotting over things, and she's not quite understanding that the most sensible thing would be to use the pole as a canter transition. So it doesn't matter that she picked up the wrong lead there. I'm just trying to say, and I wasn't trying to canter this, but I'm just trying to say, like, hey, don't forget about cantering. And then look at that. She just was like, oh, you're right. I momentarily forgot that cantering's an option too. And then the next time she comes around and she trots over it all cute and lands in a nice right lead canter. So that's all I was trying to do, was just remind her that the canter is also a great option and one to consider. And she was wicked smart, and she just was like, oh, right, thanks so much for that little reminder. And then she was unimpressed again the next time we came around, but that's okay. It was no big deal. That was a little bit of a light bulb moment for her. And then the other thing that I really, really like about this ride that is easy to sort of forget because she's just being so nonchalant and easy looking is how well she's steering and how straight she is. She's just a 3-year old. She's just a super young baby green horse. And she is just so super straight, and she's steering and turning and doing all the things, and you can almost forget like how young and green she is. So just really, really easy, pleasant to ride. So I would love it if she would come around and land in the canter over that X. I'm first and foremost thrilled that she was just happy to give it a go. She's jumping it straight in the middle and all the things. It's wonderful. She's not, running through it, knocking it over. So many good things are happening here. But I would be even more pleased. I would feel like I'd be helping her along if she would understand that we want to trot in and canter out. Well, that was better. That was a better effort. She sort of landed cross cantering. I think I surprised her with the right turn a little bit. I love her trot here and her balance. And so that was a big light bulb moment for her. She really sort of jumped that nicely with a little bit of form, landed in the left canter, and then I decided to just sort of say, hey, Yep, we can keep cantering. I'm not really expecting her to come in the canter, even though she wanted to, that would be fine. I'm just trying to keep the canter at the forethought of her brain. And then she comes around again. So now twice in a row, she's jumped it with quite good form, landed in the correct lead in a nice canter. So I'm feeling like, okay, I think we're rolling here. We're catching on to this. Super good. So 3 times in a row for me, that's a little check mark you can put there that she's figured that out. That was awesome. So then I just wanted to do a very similar thing off the right lead. So I'm going to change directions here and we're going to see if we can just trot over this little tiny vertical that's just the size of a cavaletti that I have set up here on the quarter line. And we're just going to stay on kind of a large half, maybe half arena size circle. Not a circle, it's like an oval. Okay, so totally what you would expect. You know, she's jumping her first vertical, no ground line. She was super straight and honest. She comes around and knocks it down. Of course, that's what they're gonna do. So we put a ground pole out, not a ground pole. Well, it is a ground pole. We put a ground line out for her to help her sort of understand, make the shape a little bit better, and where her feet should leave the ground. I just wanted to let her trot the X before we went back to the vertical to make sure that her confidence wasn't shaken by knocking in the pole, even though she didn't act like it was. I'm probably being over conservative there, but whatever. It doesn't hurt to trot the X again. So now we got the ground line, and what a difference that makes. And actually, she jumped that really, again, super cute, very straight. She landed in the canter, which was great. In a perfect world, we'd land on the right lead, but that is asking a lot on a first jump school to get that right every time. So that was excellent. I was really happy with that. So we're just going to do that a few more times to make sure that that wasn't a coincidence. And then she's all done. Really cute trot here. Love her frame. Love the tempo. Oh, she's so cute and smart. So even better, jumps it really cute again. This time lands in the right canter, which is of course what we want. She did all the things that time. Super good girl. Can't remember if I did it once more or not. I felt like that was the third time in a row that she did it really cute. So I was very pleased with that. I guess we're doing it one more time. I'm not sure why I decided to do it a fourth time. Jumps it really cute and straight. Lands cross cantering, which is fine. They're all going to do that sometimes. I think she's just getting tired. So that seems like a good place to call it a day.